Hi everyone, welcome to the Mobile Redux Quick Hit, and we hope that you're all enjoying the Empower session so far. During this Quick Hit, we'll be covering some of the great releases we've had for mobile over the past year, introducing what we're officially launching as of Empower, and we'll wrap up with a sneak peek of what's coming soon for mobile. So first, we want to introduce ourselves. My name is Kayla Mackay. I'm a product marketing manager here at QuickBase.
And my name is Hutchens, and I'm a senior product manager at QuickBase, focused on mobile.
Awesome. So let's get right into it. So this year, we released barcode scanning for mobile. We can go on to the next slide. Thanks, Chris. So barcode scanning for mobile, this capability allows users to scan barcodes into a field, and data can be scanned into any place where users can add text. And this is really great if your team has a need to keep track of inventory, materials, or equipment for a project, and need to easily be able to scan and document what assets they have on site. And since the release, we've actually had over 182,000 barcodes scanned to date, which is pretty crazy. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris so he can show you how it works.
Awesome. Thank you, Kayla. I'm going to switch over to my phone here. And so what you're seeing now are a lot of the apps that we use to run QuickBase. I'm going to go in right now to this app called Don John's Plant Manager, which is a demo app that we created to showcase a use case that is really manufacturing heavy and involves individuals who are on the plant floor, inspecting different machines, assigning them various statuses. And what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to kind of step into the role of one of those people on the plant floor who needs to perform that activity. And so if I'm going around to my different machines, here's my home page. I might click on new issue, and if I'm in front of a machine and there's a new issue, it's down, it's got a red light on it, I want to be able to report what that is. So you know, a lot of these times, at least for this particular case, the machine will surface a barcode or an error code that we can scan right on the screen. So if I wanted to do that without manually typing in, I can just click right on error code. You see this very sweet barcode scan icon there on the keyboard. And I can click that, and here I am, and that scans that, no problem. I could also use the barcode scanner to not only scan into that was just a plain text field, but I can use it to either look up parent records or search my reports or search using some of the search widgets on your dashboard. So right now I'm going to show you how with this machine ID, each machine that I'm dealing with has a barcode on it, and it's actually a QR code, which is exciting because this handles all kinds of different barcodes, 2D and 3D. But I'm going to click on here, and instead of searching all throughout my inventory of all my machines in my plant, I can just scan it. So here's that. It looks up the proper CNC machine. It shows right there it's out of service. It's got its serial number. Fantastic. So I can click that and continue and go about my day. So that's a little bit about what barcode scanning does. A lot of people have been getting a lot of use out of it. As Kayla said, over 180,000 barcodes have been scanned in just, I think, I don't know, 6 or 8 months or so. So that's really exciting, and we're seeing a lot of people get value out of this.
Cool, thank you. So we've also made some enhancements to the mobile UI, including color coding on table reports, making it easier to read and scan charts, as well as custom realm headers to match the look and feel of your custom branding on desktop. And then at the app level, custom app header colors will now be reflected on mobile as well. And then going on to mobile preview, we also released mobile preview, and that gives builders the ability to preview what an application would look like to users of different roles when they're accessing the application on a mobile device. And as Chris will show you in a second, the mobile preview actually changes as you navigate through testing the application, which is really cool. So Chris, if you want to take over and demo.
All right, thanks, Kayla. So I'm going to go over to a different app now, which is it's an app that a property manager might use to manage all of his or her properties. So they've got buildings, they've got units, they've got tenants, and maintenance requests is something that's handled quite a bit. So this is a great use case, as many are in QuickBase, that have all kinds of different roles and all kinds of different positions who need to do different things, some of them being remote, some of them never even coming into any kind of office. So you can't ask them to, hey, check something out on their mobile device, log in as them. So what you can do is in QuickBase, if I go over here, my mouse might be hidden from our videos here, but you click on your name and then you can test as any user or any role, as many of you are aware. So I'm just going to test as administrator right here, which is my existing role. And so now I can see everything an administrator might see. And I can see this new mobile icon here. And if I click on that, I now see what that role that I selected sees from their mobile device, which is super exciting. As many are aware, the layout of the interface is a bit different on mobile. So it's really good to see what that looks like directly. So not only can I see here what a smaller screen might look like, I can click here, I can go medium, which is more about the size of kind of the average phone now. I can go large to kind of more of an iPad or tablet size. I can flip it and go back to small, and that stays flipped. So I can really have a lot of different options here as far as getting insight into what the roles that I care about can see from their mobile devices. And what's really cool is that now I can continue and navigate around, and I click on maintenance requests, and now you'll see that my mobile preview has changed. And this highlights another thing that Kayla had mentioned, is that the color coding on rows that we've used on desktop for a long time are now available on mobile as well. And you can see that here, all the ones that I think these are coded as red because they're not started, they're coded as red in the mobile device, and green or yellow, and so on. So that really helps me fit a lot of information into the mobile, the smaller screen, so that you don't have to, now I don't have to put the status as one of the first fields on my table report so that you can see it. If people know green means it's done, red means it's not started, and yellow means it's in progress, great. That's fewer fields that I have to cram into this table report. I'll also do a quick point out too, that if you noticed, my color up here is this custom blue color, and now that's also reflected in wherever I go in my app in this custom header here. That's what we're referring to before. And I'll give a quick nod, because I have to, because I'm really excited about it, to the new table report, which is super exciting. I just switched that on, and these colors are a little bit easier on the eyes from the desktop, and it's just way better. So check out the table report sessions if you want to learn more about that. And I'll come back to this in a little bit too. This is teasing at something that we're working on next. So I'll turn it back over to Kayla.
Thanks, Chris. So going on to our Empower release, we are very excited to announce that as of Empower 6.2, we have officially launched mobile offline data entry, which is very exciting. So
yes, I can feel everyone getting so excited through the time and space, even though we're not in the same place. I can feel it. I can feel the energy. People have been asking for this for a long time, and we're really excited about it. Sorry to interrupt, Kayla. I get really excited.
No, you're good. We love it. So mobile offline data entry is available to all customers on platform plans and above. And this capability enables users to add records to QuickBase when internet access isn't available, which is really great for our customers that have field services or teams working in remote areas or facilities where, internet connection might be little to none at all. So, but they still have that need to document information and fill out those forms. So there can be up to 20 applications available offline per realm, and end users can select up to 5 applications per mobile device to be available offline. Records are encrypted and stored on the device until internet access is regained, and the records are then uploaded. And it's also important to point out that roles and permissions are of course respected when those users are adding data offline. And Chris, I will turn it over to you to show them how it works.
Very cool. So I'm going to go back to my screen now, our old familiar My Apps page. And, for those of you who had an eye for detail, you noticed even in my previous demos that this Property Manager app has this new little green icon on it. That indicates to me, as the user of this app on my phone, that app is actually available for use offline. And I can add records to that app via the various tables with no internet connection. That's really exciting. But now, what if I wanted to check out some other apps and use them offline? Now, what Kayla had mentioned, there is your realm administrator can enable up to 20 apps to be made available offline. And then myself as a user, I can go in, if I click these three dots on the upper left there, and I click choose offline apps, I now have the ability as a user to select up to 5 apps that I want available on my device. I don't necessarily want all 20 of those apps available. I might not even have access to 19 of them. So no sense in using the space on my phone, getting the data on my phone. But if I want to add more, I can. And it's as simple as just checking this box. So I'm going to add this Don John's Plant Manager, tower inspections, and you can see on the bottom, those download the information that I need to work offline super quickly, and so that they're ready to go when I do lose internet connection. So another thing I'll point out on this page is that this download the latest version of your apps text on the top. If I click that, it'll actually refresh and re-download all the new schema, any relevant data that I need to get my work done. So and you don't always have this luxury, but if you know you're going to be offline and you can plan for it, if you go to a remote job site every week or every day, for example, I would encourage everyone to make sure they've got the latest versions of their apps before they do go offline. Now we do periodically refresh these in the background, but this is a way to just ensure that you've got the latest and greatest. So I've got these 3 enabled. If I can now back out of this here, and I'm now going to go offline. So go here, I'm gonna go to airplane mode, and you'll see, oh, I got no internet connection. Great. Now I see a little bit of a different My Apps page. I've got the 3 apps that I can use offline, and then it indicates the ones that are not available offline. So if I want to go add some records, let's say I'm in that same exact role that I was for working for Don John there at the Don John's Plant Management Company. I'm going to click on that, and I see now a little bit of a different page. Before, I saw that dashboard with that you were used to seeing offline. Now I have an offline specific homepage. It tells me, hey, you're in offline mode, but don't worry, you can still add records. And what's going to happen is that we'll upload them back when you're online automatically. So this gives you the opportunity to see all of the different tables that you have access, or that you have the ability to add records to. And that's, by the way, defined by your role, so that it's smart enough to know that. You can see that it shows me I'm offline down below, also with the darkened taskbar. So let's add some records. I'm going to add an issue here. Same record, so you can see this form again. I'm actually going to add the same exact record. My barcode scanner still works, which is very exciting. All of that logic is built right into the device itself. I'm going to scan this ID once more. There we go. This should look very familiar. I'm going to take a photo. You can take, a bunch of high-res photos, no problem. This upside-down screen of a lathe is probably very exciting for a lot of people. Let's see. You can even talk, and it will write what you say. And that's pretty cool, even though you're offline. So a lot of these things are just built into the phone, and we made sure, for example, barcode scanning all work offline. And that's going to be a theme that we continue as we develop more and more for mobile. More and more is going to be available offline, which is really exciting. So I'm going to hit save and new. I'm going to add a couple more here. Error code 999. I can manually select a machine here, and I'll hit save and new. So as I save these, you'll notice I get the little pop-up that says a new issue has been added, because I'm in the issues table. I get another little notification bubble on the queue icon, which indicates that I'm incrementally adding records that are queuing up and will be uploaded when I get online, excuse me. So that's cool. And now, great. Let's say I've got a couple different roles in my company, and I want to go to a different app. Now I'll go to this property manager app, and I'm going to add some maintenance requests. So maintenance request date, that's today. Great. Tenant name. Still can access these parent records, which is something that kind of feels like magic to me. Kudos to the team developing this, that when we download those applications for offline use, they grab all the information that you need to relate to your parent or to your grandparent table or to your great-grandparent table and all the different things, even if it's cross-app relationships, we get you what you need to be able to add the records in the way that you need to add them. So I'm going to select the person here. I'll select a unit, another parent record, great. Save and new. I'll add one more for good measure. Save and new. I'm going to go to another app just to kind of show you a little bit more. I'll add an inspection to this tower inspections app. A lot of mobile companies will go and inspect their towers, and those are in very remote locations. So I'm going to add an inspection. Here's my asset here. This is the type of tower. Great. Save. All right. I think you get it by now. And you'll notice when I go to each app's homepage, it tells me right here, inspections, I've added one of them. I can click on that one and it'll bring that record back up. I can also go back to Don John's Plant Manager. You see I've added 2 issues. Now, if I want to see all these together, I can go click on my queue. And now I've got a summary view of everything I've done in the Tower Inspections app, everything I've done in the Property Manager app, everything I've done in the Don John's Plant Manager app, and it'll have everything that you need. And don't worry, if this gets really cumbersome, if you're offline for a whole day and you're adding all kinds of records, you can collapse these down and expand them and see just what you need. So I'm gonna expand them all again. And if you notice, you know, I've got the label of each of these records that I added, and they all say pending. Well, they're pending because I haven't gone online yet. So what I'm going to do is go online, and you might have to look a little bit quickly, and you'll see that internet connections restored. You'll see this one, the 799 error code on Don John's Plant Manager is uploading. If you remember, that's the one where I added the photo, so it takes a little while. Let's see how my internet connection's doing. And we should see them upload, assuming I am still connected to my Wi-Fi, hopefully. But so this is uploading, and what's cool is that even if I don't have to stay on this page. So, oh, there they go. There they go, 5 records uploaded. So as soon as that big one uploaded, they were super fast. So sometimes if you have a bunch of high resolution images, as I added, it'll take a little while, but it's okay. They'll keep going. What I was about to say is I can go navigate around and do other things in my QuickBase ecosystem, and those will continue to upload in the background, which is great. You do have to have the app open for it to open and visible on your screen for the uploads to occur. But you can be doing other things in QuickBase. So that's pretty cool. If I hit my apps now, I'm now back to the online version of my apps now that I have internet connection, and I can go in and say, you know, I go to my Property Manager app and go to maintenance requests. Oh, did a little tease there at something I'm going to show you later. Hopefully you're excited. I'm going to skip that part because I got something exciting to show you next. I think that does it for the offline demo. A couple of things I wanted to point out. One is really cool that your parent records you can still assign children to parent records while offline. That's really exciting. Features like conditional dropdowns where you have the logic that determines, hey, if you select United States as the country, only show me in the next dropdown all the states in the United States. And then if you click Illinois, only show me the cities in the state of Illinois. So those will work. Oh, 2 more exciting things that I want to show about offline. First of all, this feature is really, really deeply thought through because it is such a complex one. Has a lot of different scenarios that we have to account for. So one is if you're adding records and you're online and you might be in the back of a warehouse or somewhere with spotty connection, we have this force offline mode. So if you don't want to be bothered by saying, hey, you're online, hey, you're offline, you're online, and that's just going to probably get kind of annoying. What you can do is go back to this menu here and say force offline mode. And what that does, it puts your app into offline mode. So you can just add records, and just do your thing and not be bothered. And then you can now exit offline mode when you have a reliable connection, and then the same thing will happen. It'll upload all the records, no problem. And then the last thing I'll mention regarding kind of spotty connection, which is cool, is that if you're in the middle of adding a record and you have internet connection, and between the time you've started adding the record and you're ready to save the record, you've lost internet connection, no problem. We will automatically capture that data, put you into offline mode, and add that data to your queue as a record that'll be uploaded, as long as that app has been made available offline. So good practice. If you anticipate even maybe you're going to maybe get some spotty internet connection or loss of internet with any of the apps that you commonly use in the field, or even in areas in a building that might not have great connection, make sure they're downloaded on your phone. So I'm going to leave it there. I could talk about this all day. I get excited, but I'm going to turn it back over to Kayla, and we're going to continue on, I think, with one last surprise sneak peek.
Yes, one more. So what is to come for mobile? And it is new table reports for mobile. In line with the new table reports on desktop, we are expanding the functionality of new table reports on mobile, including custom buttons, enhanced scrolling, easily viewing more data, and overall just giving it a more modern look and feel. And not to mention, another plug, it is also available offline. So Chris, can we give them a sneak peek of what's that's going to look like?
We can. For those paying really close attention, you already saw a little bit of a sneak peek, but that's okay. You'll see it again. So this now will soon be what the new experience will be for table reports on your mobile device. So if you notice, these first two records are actually the records I added offline. So one of them I didn't bother giving a tenant name, and I didn't assign a status because I was in demo lazy mode, and so not color coded. But you'll notice for these other ones, just like we saw before, these all are color coded and have the same beautiful modern aesthetic as the new table reports on desktop have, which is very intentional. So you can see all these, and you'll notice you can see a lot more information as you scroll through. It's not simply the first few records in your table report. And what's really cool is, well, I want to see even more than that. I don't want to be bothered. So I want to scroll down here and I want to see everything there is to know about this record on August 1st, 2018. Well, all you have to do is slide over and you can see all the different things and all the different fields about this record as you continue to scroll to your heart's little desire. So that's been something we've heard a lot, that people can't get the information they need without clicking down into a form. Then you get a little bit less flexibility. People just want to see their data on something that looks like a table report, and they want to be able to access all the information. So that is what we're trying to do here. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback so far. Would love to get feedback from anyone who's seeing this here. Stop by the mobile booth. We'll be collecting that feedback, having conversations. Would really love to do that. But I'm not done with the demo yet. If you noticed, as I went through here, ignore the little jumpiness of this. It's still a prototype phase, but things like this notify tenant, that's a button, that's a formula URL button that is one of the quote unquote smart buttons that people use in QuickBase, and I love to use these, that do something like, oh, when I click this button, go check this checkbox, which then fires off an email, which might then talk to pipelines and all these cool things. In the past, those weren't always available on mobile table reports. Now they'll be available just like on desktop. So Kayla also mentioned that as we are developing these, there will be, well, I teased that as we develop more and more on mobile, more and more will be available offline. This is no exception. As we introduce this, this viewing of data via the table reports will be available offline as well. So that's really cool. One last thing I'll show is, maybe this isn't quite doing it for you either. And I'm on an iPhone 10 here, so it's not a giant screen, but you can see a lot. But if I now wanted to go this way, fantastic. Imagine if I'm on a big iPad or something. Now I can see all kinds of things. I can still do all my scrolling, and you've got everything you need. So so that's really exciting. We wanted to showcase that. Still a bit early in the development phase, but it's what we're going to be focused. It's what we actually are now focused on, and we'll be focused on into the kind of near to midterm is really perfecting this, nailing it, getting all the requirements down, making it available offline, and then of course supporting anything that we need to that we'd like to enhance with the offline capabilities as well. So please let us know as you have feedback for offline or feedback for this or feedback from preview or some of the colors or anything regarding mobile. Let us know, put it on user voice, reach out to your account admin. We want to hear from you, and this is a great place to do it, especially the mobile booth. So we'll be there. I'm gonna end this demo, put it back on Kayla, and I think we just have 1 or 2 slides left.
Really, really cool stuff. So yeah, so that concludes the mobile Redux quick hit. We hope that you're all just as excited as we are about all the new capabilities and improvements we've been making to mobile. And for more info, as Chris mentioned, please visit us at the mobile booth and we can chat with you. We'll answer any questions you might have. And if you haven't done so already, download the QuickBase mobile app. And if you're enjoying the app, please feel free to leave us a rating in the App Store. So that wraps it up. Thanks for joining and enjoy the rest of Empower.
Yep, I'll add one more plug is that there's, yes, download the mobile app. I'm just gonna say it again because we can't say it enough. If it's pretty cool. All of your apps that you build, by the way, on a QuickBase are instantly ready to be used across all your mobile devices. No extra work, no extra customization required. You can do some if you want. Super exciting. So download the app to get that. Rate the app. And also there is a session called Building for Mobile, which is led by actually our technical lead on the mobile team, Jonathan Williamson, and he's going to be going through a lot of the tips and tricks to make your QuickBase apps look fantastic via the mobile app and the mobile experience. So feel free to head there if you like what you see. If you saw something I did today, you're like, oh, my app doesn't look like that. Why does, how did he do that with that? And he'll be getting into all the details there. So so check that out if you're interested. And yeah, keep building awesome apps in QuickBase.
Thanks, everyone.
See you. Enjoy Empower.